for the weekend? We're here to get it started. This Weekend with Gordon Deal.
Thanks for spending time with us. New research in the journal Nature Medicine finds that after age 55, people have up to a 4 in 10 chance of eventually developing dementia if they live long enough. How to better protect our brains, from Dr. Leigh Richardson, founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. Leigh, what was your reaction to the research?
Well, I think that, the fastest growing population is the 85 and above. And that once you hit 55, you've got like a 20-year window, 55 to 75, that you really need to pay attention to brain health. And dementia, there's different levels of it, different or phases, stages that you can go through. But when you hit that 55 mark, you need to start paying attention. And if you just connect the brain to the heart, we all pay so much attention to our heart. We all, people can tell me their cholesterol levels and their blood pressure and their BMI, their body mass index. But when I try to say, well, how's your brain? Well, it's good, I guess. So I think that if we can start to pay attention and recognize the connection between the brain and the body, then there's a lot that we can do once we hit 55 to make sure we're not that 4 out of 10.
Okay, so when you say pay attention to brain health, what exactly does that mean? What should we be doing?
Well, I think that if you're having brain fog, are you staying hydrated? The brain only weighs 3 pounds. It's 80% water. If you're not drinking water and you're going to have brain fog, you're going to have less clarity, perhaps mental fatigue. I think that, what's going on, the body keeps score of everything that's going on in the brain. So we have to pay attention to how we're feeling, what's going on. And as we age, things change. Those neurons and dendrites, they have a philosophy: use it or lose it. So if you're not using certain neural pathways, they'll shut down. But by creating neuroplasticity in your brain, you can reopen, and you can create neurogenesis, and you can reopen some of those pathways. And neuroplasticity is what gives the brain the ability to change. Learn to do something new. How about this would be a good thing for Leigh. When you're going somewhere, don't put the address in your phone. Pull out a map.
Yeah.
Read the map.
We're speaking with Leigh Richardson, licensed professional counselor, also founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. And we're talking about reducing the risk of dementia, because a new study now says 4 in 10 people after the age of 55 are at risk. What about stuff like reading or doing puzzles, things like that?
Absolutely. Crossword puzzle, Sudoku. They say the best thing, and which to me would be the hardest thing, would be to learn a new language.
Yeah. That's a big commitment for sure. There was a story that said something like dementia is not only Alzheimer's, for example. Explain that.
Well, I think that's a big confusion point for people. What's the difference? And there is a difference. Dementia goes through stages. And, we all think, well, I'm over 60, so it's normal for me to forget things. And, to forget where you put your keys. Okay, that does occur with aging, but is it normal for you to forget your daily life activities? And with they say that by the time you are 85, I've seen research that says 50% of people over 85 have dementia, and 1/3 have Alzheimer's. So there's risk associated with both. And the most important thing to do is focus on what you can control. Focus on your brain health. And if that's confusing for you, Google it. Now, probably what you'll come up with are all kinds of supplements. But think of food. Food is medicine, too. Think about your diet. Think about moving your body. Think about your sleep. All day long, those neurons and dendrites are wiring and firing, and you're creating toxic waste. And the only time those little glial cells can come out and clean up that mess is when you're asleep. So if you're not giving your brain the opportunity to regenerate and regroup, you're leading to bad brain health.
Based on what you know, are dementia diagnoses growing, or are there just going to be more of them because we are living longer and this is more or less like an older person's disease?
I think it's both. I think that we're a lot more aware of what it is than we have ever been. I think that, 10 years ago, we just expected with, it's just old age. It's just what happens. And the more we've learned about the brain, the more we've learned that it doesn't have to be what happens. Lifestyle choices, Gordon, if we could think about the lifestyle choices that we make, we could add years to our brain health.
Thanks, Leigh. Dr. Leigh Richardson at the Brain Performance Center in